Starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi, it's Vinnie, Viola, and for the next few minutes I want to talk to you about ABCs of asset management for LIHTC projects, an asset manager's perspective. And that perspective is mine. It airs Thursday, October 15 from 2 to 3:30 p.m. Bob Landis of AHIC, he's a senior vice president in syndications, will be joining me on this webcast. I'm very excited. Bob is formerly of Raymond James. A little bit about the webcast, the agenda. We're going to talk about what asset management is, what it isn't. We'll look at the role of an asset manager, and then literally A through Z, 26 examples of what an asset manager does. The asset manager's tools, processes, skill set, stakeholders involved in tax credit projects, IRS forms. We'll look at all of those. Very briefly, what is asset management? Well, it's not property management. We all agree on that, right? Property managers have a very specific focus. We'll spend 90 minutes talking about what asset management is. That green box in the middle is a tax credit partnership. It builds that project at the lower right corner. It does so by taking equity from the tax credit investment fund at the top center of your screen. The investors take away benefits in the form of tax credits, losses, distributions, and perhaps some residual value. The asset manager we're talking about sits at the right top corner, working for the syndicator, overseeing the investment partnership, the fund, the tax credit fund. That being said, any tax credit conference you attend these days, you're going to hear conversation about developers and general partners that are looking to set up an asset management function. And while the focus is slightly different, the concepts are very much the same. So what we talk about in today's webcast really applies whether you're a developer, you're a syndicator's asset manager. A is for agreements in our webcast, and there are lots of them. And we'll look at several, but perhaps none more important than the limited partnership agreement, that contract that governs the relationship between the GP and the investor limited partner. There are a number of forms you look at in the world of tax credits, in tax returns, in audits, but perhaps the three most important in my mind, the 8609, the 8609A, which we execute annually, and the Form 8823, which we love to stay away from, especially the investor does not like to hear anything about a Form 8823. It's kind of the four-letter word, that bad four-letter word. M is for metrics, and we'll look at different metrics for different life cycles in which a project progresses from construction to lease up, stabilized operations. And we'll also look at metrics and how AHIC, Affordable Housing Investor Council, evaluates tax credit projects. They have guidelines for risk rating projects in development phase and stabilized phase, rating the project A through F, depending on how it scores on different criteria. W is for watch list, and we'll talk about what puts a tax credit project, on a watch list, the different scenarios, the process once it's on a watch list, and we'll even talk a little bit about a project that ends up on the watch list using AHIC, because while it scores well on most of the criteria, this is stabilized criteria, the overall rating of a C results from a poor debt service coverage ratio. The color graphic you see here is not from an AHIC guideline. That's something I developed. The rest of this that you see here belongs to AHIC, the criteria and the A through F. Again, I just created the color coding. Happy to share it with you in this webcast to help visualize how watch list works and risk ratings work. That's about it for this webcast. Hope you can join us on Thursday, October 15 from 2 to 3:30 p.m. Any questions, check out my website for more information. Thank you.